Now it should be recording. Alright guys, we got a little one here. Little half bullseye chip. And we're going to get this filled for this gentleman. He called me about an hour ago. I've been screwing around with the camera for about 20 minutes. Trying to get it to work. And we're going to try to make this one as invisible as possible. Seems like a nice guy. So we want to do good for him. And as you know, not every chip that I do is massive. So we're doing the medium viscosity today because it's nice and warm. What do you think the temperature is, my friend?
74 degrees out here.
74. Nice warm day. So again, you notice I use my little straw. That keeps from clogging up the tool. And we'll get it pressurized first. And you know, this is a simple repair, guys. It's not anything major. It's not anything that you haven't seen me do before. As you can see, I've got my umbrella shading it because we want that shade. Because the sun cures the resin, so we don't want it to be in the sun until we're ready for it to be in the sun. And as you can see, I'm just compressing it right now. I'm compressing the air in there. It's almost full. We're going to pull a vacuum now, get the air out of it. Oh, I hope I can zoom in on that for you in post. You could just see that stream of air go up into the tool. That is just so cool. And I love being able to zoom in on that stuff up close so you guys can see it, because you'll see it when you're doing a repair. But it's cool to see on camera too. Now we'll get it pressurized again. Probably have to do this a couple times to get all the air out of it. So I can still see a little air pocket in there, but we're going to leave it pressurized for a minute. Let that resin surround that air pocket. And then once that is completely surrounded and the chip is basically full, then I'll pull another vacuum and we'll draw that last little bit of air out. And I'll see if I can hold still enough to zoom in on the camera. Let's see if we can zoom in here, and I'll pull a vacuum. Oh yeah, see that air just sucks right out. There it goes. The air went bye-bye. Now we'll pull a full vacuum. Release it completely, and this should fill it the rest of the way. So it should mostly be invisible by the time we're done here. Oh, that is such a beautiful thing, my friends. That rock chip is going to be 99% less visible, which is a beautiful thing. I'm just going to let that air, that last little tiny bubble, compress a little bit more, because the more you compress it, the less visible it becomes. You can't get all the air out of a bullseye chip, but you can compress it down to practically nothing. And that's a beautiful thing. And yeah, that's going to be gorgeous. Pull one more vacuum. See if we can just draw out the last little bit of air. You can see it right there. Tap on the glass. Shake it up a little bit. We're not worried about this one cracking because it doesn't have any lines in it. Pull the final vacuum. We'll pressurize and cure. And again, you know, I cure under pressure on these type of chips because there's absolutely nowhere for the air to go. So if you release the tool too early, then what happens is the chip is under pressure, right? So it's full resin. And what happens if you just release the tool is the resin goes out of the hole, and as soon as it does that, it creates a vacuum and sucks in air. So we cure these kind of chips under pressure. And for this one, we just take the umbrella off. Let the sun get it.
Yeah.
We just take the umbrella off and let the sun get to it for a second.
Fascinating.
Well, that'll cure that side. That'll cure that side over there. And we'll go ahead and hit this side with the mirror, if we can get it in the right position. There we go. Beautiful. So when the UV is as high as it is now, we can cure with the sun just by using a mirror rather than trying to use a, like a light. I do keep a UV light with me at all times, but when we've got this much UV, we don't need to use a light. We can just reflect the light onto it with a mirror. As long as there's UV hitting the resin, it'll cure pretty fast. Usually takes about a minute or a minute and a half.
That's pretty cool.
Can't tell I love my job, can you?
I love it. I think it's been awesome. This is so awesome. I think it's great you're putting the video and the whole thing to it.
Yeah. I like making the YouTube videos for sure. And people seem to like them.
Yeah.
I get a lot more views than I have subscribers. So a lot of people watch them, but more people need to subscribe because that way I can keep building the channel.
Throw it on TikTok.
No.
Different. It's a different audience, but it could be.
Yeah, but they don't let me do 20-minute videos.
No, that's true. But this leads to your other videos, so just some short ones.
Yeah, and I don't really like doing short ones because they only see part of the process.
Yeah.
Like they'll see me putting the tape on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or they'll see me put the tool on the windshield, but they don't get to see the full effect of the repair.
Yeah.
And most people, they're thumbing through shorts. They're not going to go and, oh, wait a minute, I want to see that whole video. So there's two different types of viewers, and that's why YouTube's decided to start doing shorts. It's because they realize there's two different audiences. There's people that like to just, 20 seconds of entertainment and go to the next one. And they're not the kind of people that will really click on your link and go watch your full video. Some will, but the majority of them don't. They'll just go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And then there's people like me that go on YouTube, and I avoid shorts like the plague because I know what'll happen. I want to pick a couple of videos that I want to watch and then, get out and work or do whatever. If I'm thumbing through shorts, I'm sitting there for 4 hours and I think I've been there 15 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, that's very true.
I know the effect of that. So I don't like putting shorts up. Not because I will be addicted to it, but because that's not my audience. I want my audience to enjoy what I do, enjoy the process, enjoy the full repair, maybe learn something, maybe learn a little bit.
Yeah, that's great.
Because that way they get to see the entire process of it being done. So this video will get posted and they'll see how a simple repair is done. Because most of my repairs that I post, I don't post very many simple ones. Most of them are very difficult repairs.
Yeah.
Just monster rock chips that nobody else will touch.
Yep.
Which is what I specialize in.
Yeah.
I specialize in rock chips that nobody else will even consider doing. And I get a lot of business that way because I post on YouTube or on Google all the time. I'll post a big nasty rock chip on Google, and I'll say, if you have a rock chip like this in your windshield and nobody else will touch it, before you replace your windshield at their word, please give me a call. Let's see what I can do for you first.
I like it.
Because if I can't fix it, it most likely can't be repaired by anyone.
Well, this is cool, Bill, because I'll do a review on this. I got some content. Let me. Do you have an iPhone?
I don't.
Okay. I'll text you, or maybe I'll get your email. I'll email you the photos.
Yeah.
If that's the easiest way, or I can text you the photos, but I did take some video of you while you were doing it too, so
Yeah.
maybe a different angle if you wanted to play with the
Oh.
editing on it.
Cool.
So yeah, I took. Let's see what I got here.
I thought you were videoing, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so I got video and so like this whole bit here,
Yeah.
and you're kind of just talking.
Yeah. You can see my camera. You can see me making a video.
So you can put the angles and stuff like that,
Right.
So yeah,
Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah. So I got that and just a bunch of photos, like down here, like you're just putting it in, and you can zoom in. They're high quality photos, so like
Sweet.
so you could take some of those, and that could be on some of your branding, your website, whatever,
Yeah.
So fixing it a little simple.
I could post those on Google's.
100%. Yeah, that's what. I'll post these same ones on Google as well. So.
I didn't get all the smears off your windshield. You got a bunch of smears down here.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are on the inside or the outside.
They're probably the inside. Who knows?
If they're on the inside, I ain't messing with them. That's
I'm
on
gonna have
you.
my son detail the car here, so.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, a couple of
That got them.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, check it out. Looks like a little bug splatter now.
I know, it's amazing, and it just fills it in like that.
Yeah, it's well. You saw the whole process, doing the vacuum cycles and the pressure
Very cool.
cycles and all of that,
Yeah.
and using the correct resin.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
All right, guys, there it is, a little bug splatter. So let me know what you think. Did somebody repaired one there?
Good, yeah. It's not a very good job though.
No, they did all right.
Did they?
Yeah.
That was a safe glass, I think.
Safe light.
Or safe light, yeah.
Yeah, they did okay on that one. So,
The thing is, if you don't repair these windshields,
oh, they crack.
Well, and then these Cadillac ones are freaking expensive. You got the auto sensors in there. And all
Well, yeah, and they got little wires running through the whole
the
glass,
whole thing. And so it's
like a mesh.
yeah, that's why I was like, I cannot let this thing crack. So now that I got your number,
Right.
I'll just be like, hey, I got a crack in my house.
Right.
But luckily we had pretty even temperatures because it's
Yeah.
when you get that crazy. This thing I didn't think was going to, because like you said, it was you called it a bullseye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they don't have a lot of lines coming off of them,
Yeah.
then they're. I mean, if it's just a circle or looks like a peanut,
Yeah.
they're way less likely to crack.
Years ago when I was a teenager, I had a car and I got a crack right up here and it started kind of going this way. And somebody told me to take a pencil. What I did is on the inside, I took a pencil and I would draw a line. And the crack followed the line. It would crack a little bit and move up and kind of try to go the other direction. And I moved it all the way to the very top.
Really?
Just a little pencil, just a pencil mark on it. And I kept having to do it probably 20 times. And it finally just went so it was just like this instead of going all the way down through.
That was probably just a coincidence.
Well, I don't know if it maybe follows the lead line. It maybe just
It can't.
I don't know what it's going to do. But
It's
it
two separate pieces
Teddy.
of glass.
Stay there, Teddy.
All right, guys. Well, you know what to do. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video, and throw me some love. I'll see you in the next one.